Good day, everyone. In this presentation, I will focus on social mobilization, one of the key components of this course. The objectives of this report are threefold. At the end of this video, we should be able to characterize what constitutes social mobilization, identify the nature, character, approaches, and types of social mobilization, and differentiate social mobilization from community mobilization. The term social mobilization is coined from the word social and mobilization. Social meaning the informal gathering of a group of people or the organization of people and community. Mobilization, on the other hand, means organizing people or things for a specific purpose or to prepare someone or something for a particular action. Taken together, social mobilization means gathering people or things to achieve something. In the development and social change communication literature, social mobilization is defined by the UNICEF as a broad-scale movement to engage people's participation in achieving a specific development or health goal through self-reliant efforts. McKay in 1992 defined social mobilization as the process of bringing together all feasible and practical intersectoral social allies to raise people's awareness of and in demand for a particular development program, to assist in the delivery of resources and services, and to strengthen community participation for sustainability and self-reliance. In short, social mobilization can be described as the careful and strategic orchestration of all relevant segments in the society so that the audience accepts, approves, adapts, and sustains the desired social change. These segments can include the government or policymakers, opinion leaders, the media, religious organizations, communities, schools, businesses, NGOs, and cooperatives. Social mobilization is gathering all of these units and probably more in order to make interrelated and complementary efforts that are based on the people or community needs. It also ensures that information and resources not only lead to achievement of goals, but also create and sustain network alliances. Social mobilization sounds similar to a lot of concepts that orbit its operation. In the development and social change communication, social mobilization can be easily taken as a form, extension, or byproduct of any of the following: social marketing, community mobilization, advocacy, and corporate social responsibilities. While these terms are often used interchangeably, they differ in flavors, they differ in approaches, but all of them are heading towards producing positive social transformation. It is therefore important to characterize social mobilization and what makes it different and arguably quite the same with other fields in the development work in both theory and practice. First, social mobilization is a multi-level approach that is both bottoms up and upside down. Social mobilization is inherently complex and multifaceted, often employing both bottom-up initiatives that originate from within communities driven by the needs, aspiration, and collective action of local residents. It also involves top-down approaches or initiatives that are typically driven by external actors such as governments, NGOs, or international organizations. Second, social mobilization is not a single event. The social mobilization process would depend on how simple or complex the behavior change that we needed to see, which can take days, months, or even years. Third, all social mobilizations do not allow this or do not follow the same path. Some social mobilization would stay for days, after the goal is achieved, or some are even sustained for a longer period of time. And lastly, compared to social marketing, social mobilization is wider in scope as it applies traditional marketing concepts and alliance building strategies to achieve social change. So, why do we mobilize segments of society? Social mobilization is needed in various situations, such as when a large number of people have to be involved, when new programs or policies requiring people's opinion and participation are introduced, when beneficiaries' involvement is critical to the success of a program, and when behavioral changes are need to be brought about in masses. We see how social mobilization works in the DOH multi-sectoral campaign on vaccination hesitancy through the Res Bakuna program. In Res Bakuna, the government needed to do social mobilization because there is a large number of people needed to agree on the benefits of vaccination and avail of the same. There is a need to change the perception that vaccines are not safe. There is a need for a critical mass to agree on vaccination in order to achieve community protection. And such changes in behavior are needed to achieve the overall goal of minimizing the threats of the virus. We can also see a lot of health-related campaigns such as the End Polio in Pakistan or End Tuberculosis in other less developed countries as social mobilization at work. The two different types of social mobilization substantially differs in terms of geographical scope. Mass mobilization is very large scale and often national. It also involves services of professional mass marketers. Community mobilization, on the other hand, usually involves a change agent organizing and mobilizing at the community level. It often involves civil society organization working at the grassroots or barangay levels. To gather segments, information, and resources in society, social mobilization typically uses five main approaches. The first one is political mobilization, which aims at winning political and policy commitment for a major goal and necessary resource allocations to realize that goal. Lobbying is a popular form of political mobilization. The second approach is community mobilization, which aims at informing and gaining the commitment of community leaders as well as local government agencies. NGOs, women groups, and cooperatives are examples of community mobilizers. Government mobilization aims at informing and enlisting the cooperation and help of service providers and other government organizations that can provide direct or indirect support to a program. Simply put, these are government network and resources that are institutionalized and can be activated for a specific time and specific purposes. The fourth type of approach is what we call as corporate mobilization, which aim to secure the support of national and international companies in promoting appropriate goals either through the contribution of resources or the carrying of appropriate messages as part of their advertising or product labeling. Private organizations who provide enabling structures, financial support, or promotional assets are considered operating in the corporate mobilization. Lastly, there is beneficiary mobilization, which aims at informing and motivating the program beneficiaries through training programs, establishment of communication groups, and communication. Social mobilization can be summed up with a quote by Helen Keller, who once said that alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Here are the discussion points for this report, as well as the references for this presentation. Thank you for your time and have a good day.